So it finally happened. I think I finally now prefer the Model Y to the Model 3. You might have seen some of my earlier videos when I just got the Model Y and I had a little bit of buyer's remorse. I was a little bit regretful that I bought a Model Y because I didn't prefer the way that it drove. And in all honesty, I still prefer the way the Model 3 looks compared to the Model Y. I might catch some hate for that. I just think that the 3 looks sportier and cooler overall, and that the Model Y just looks a little round and bulbous. But today, I finally got over the hill because I just picked up a mini fridge. You might see a mini fridge in the back of my car. And I opened up the hatch and I hit the button and the seats auto folded. And I picked up the mini fridge and I put it in without any issue. And that's just something I never would have been able to do in a Model 3. So I had the epiphany today. I'm finally coming around. Some of the things I didn't like about the Model Y from the start was that it just feels bouncier and that it has more body roll around turns. And that's something that, quite frankly, I've just gotten used to over time. I drove my wife's Model 3 a couple times recently, and I realized that now the 3 feels weird compared to the Y. So it's all just about how accustomed you are to your daily drive. The other thing I noticed getting out of her Model 3 the other day is just how low it is to the ground and how it was like, oh, I have to climb out of this car. And I never even had that problem before. I never even thought about it. But now that I have the Model Y and I can just sit right in and get right out without feeling my knees buckle, it's starting to grow on me. Don't even try it. Some car just tried to come up on me. So that's the next reason. The all-wheel drive Model Y is faster than my previous rear-wheel drive Model 3. So having that instantaneous torque, instantaneous speed, it's still not a performance edition. I didn't buy the acceleration boost. I don't know if I'm gonna buy the acceleration boost yet because it's $2,000 literally just to give me a speeding ticket, right? But the Model Y is definitely more fun to drive now. I've also noticed the benefit of all-wheel drive in general. On a rainy day recently, I whipped out onto a street and I just noticed that the car clung to the ground like glue. And that's something that in the rear-wheel drive, if you've owned that car or driven that car ever in the rain or even on like a semi-snowy day, you'll notice that those tires can spin out just a little bit. On the all-wheel drive, it doesn't seem to happen. Another thing that bothered me about the Model Y when I first got it was that it's a little bit wider than the 3 and I couldn't find a comfortable place to put my elbows. Recently, I installed the yoke-style steering wheel, which is a little bit wider than a traditional steering wheel at its lowest point, and I can actually comfortably put both my elbows down, planted, and hold the yoke. I know you can't really see it from the angle, but it just makes me feel a lot more comfortable. If you've never used a yoke steering wheel, I'm actually surprised at how intuitive and easy it was. I'm not just saying this because I'm a Tesla channel. I actually prefer the way the yoke feels, and I never thought I would say that. Doing U-turns isn't hard. Backing up or doing that palm on the steering wheel thing where you let it roll isn't hard. And quite frankly, I don't even think about it at all. It's just easy. I'm also finally starting to like the way the Model Y looks, maybe even better than the Model 3, because I put a number of accessories on it that kind of personalized it to my own liking. And the more I see it, the more I feel like I'm starting to slowly fall in love. It wasn't love at first sight. To be honest, I got the Model Y out of not necessity per se, but it's just because I wanted a car with more space so that I could do stuff like pick up a mini fridge. I felt like I was sacrificing a lot of other things, and slowly but surely I feel like I'm gaining some ground and finally starting to see the light and finally starting to appreciate the Model Y for what it is. Speaking of that, I've got a cool breeze on the small of my back right now, and I'm starting to appreciate the ventilated seat feature. And one of the biggest complaints I had about the Y from the start was that the seats are kind of stiff. And while I still maintain that they are kind of stiff, I'm hoping that like a nice old couch, these things will just work themselves out in time. What do you think? That's about all I got to say, guys. I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm finally rounding the corner, finally getting accustomed to the Model Y. You'll probably see less videos of me complaining about the Model Y on the internet, and then I'll just be another guy in a Tesla talking about all the great things the Model Y has, right? Like we need another one of those. But if you enjoy the style of this channel, make sure that you consider liking it. I don't like asking people to subscribe because then I'm going to show up on your feed like every once in a while and people think that's weird. But asking you for a like is free. It doesn't hurt you at all to like my video, but it helps my channel a lot. So please, just tap the button.